Hi, this is John with PDF Tax. This here is our first look at Form 1040 for 2018. It's a new form, a new tax law. It is the draft copy that was released on June 29th, so it still has the watermark on it, as you can see. You might recall that President Trump promised to reduce the Form 1040 to the size of a postcard, and so this is it. A lot different than what it has been in prior years, but it does have a second page to it, which is right here. Still, though, a lot smaller than 1040 was in prior years. So what the IRS has done is they have created 6 new schedules to capture the information that used to be on the 1040. Schedule 1 is additional income and adjustments. Schedule 2 is tax. Schedule 3 is non-refundable credits. Schedule 4 is other taxes. Schedule 5, other payments and refundable credits. And Schedule 6, foreign address and third-party designee. Now, if you take a closer look at the Form 1040 here, one of the first things you're probably going to notice it right here is that there's only 3 filing statuses. Last year there was 5. The tax law has changed, of course, but that part has not changed. There's still 5 filing statuses. So you have to wonder, if you're single or if you're married filing joint, how do you tell the IRS, or how do you indicate on this form that that's the case? Well, we won't know for sure until the instructions for this form come out, but I'm pretty sure that the way it's going to work is this. If you enter your name and social here, just one name and one social, the IRS is going to assume that you're single unless you check one of these boxes. And likewise, if you enter 2 names and 2 socials, the IRS will assume that you're married filing joint, again, unless you check one of these 3 boxes. So I'm pretty sure that's the way that is going to work. Let's go ahead and enter some information on this form so that we can get an idea of how it is going to work this year. So I'm going to enter a single taxpayer. So I'm just going to enter 1 name and 1 social, and I'm not going to check any of those boxes up there, but I am going to enter I'm going to enter a dependent here, and her social is going to be this. She is his daughter, and let's say that she qualifies for the child tax credit, so we'll check that box. And if we scroll down a little bit here, and we'll add some wages of, let's say, $50,000 and interest income of $1,100, and then scroll down a little bit further, and we're going to say that he has business income on line 12 here of $2,000, like that. And if he has business income, he's going to have self-employment tax. So let's enter 140 here. So 2,000 minus 140 is 1,860, and it says here that that should go to line 6. So let's see if it did. And there it is on line 6. So right now we have taxable income on line 10 of $52,960. But it looks like I forgot to put in the standard deduction, which goes on line 8. This year, for a single person, as you can see over here, single $12,000. That's nearly double what it was last year, which is pretty nice. But the downside of that is, as you can see, there's no line for personal exemptions anymore. That's because with the new tax law, there are no personal exemptions, which is a kind of a bummer. But that's just the way it is. Congress gives and Congress takes away. So now on line 10, our taxable income is $40,960. Now, if we want to figure the tax on $40,960, we need to look at this 2018 tax rate schedule, and the single schedule is right here, and so 40,960 is right in this range. So if we pull up our calculator like that, and it says the tax is this plus 22% of the amount over 38.7. So 40,960 minus 38.7 equals that, times 0.22 equals that, plus 4453.50 equals that. So that is our tax right there. The tax goes on Schedule 2. So we'll scroll down to Schedule 2, and the tax is right there. So we'll enter 4950 there, and it goes back to line 11, which is right there. We also have some non-refundable credits we want to enter on Schedule 3. So let's go down to Schedule 3. First one is the child and dependent care credit that came from 2441. So if we were to fill out that form, we'd come out with a credit of $400. And then we have a child tax credit. You remember we checked that box on the first page of 1040 to say that our child qualified for that credit. And the nice thing about that is that has been increased from $1,000 last year to $2,000 this year. So that should come back to line 12 on 1040, right there, 2400. So that's good. Now let's go down to Schedule 4 for other taxes. Right here we had self-employment tax because we had that self-employment income. So that is going to be $280 approximately, something like that. That goes to line 14. So that is right there on line 14, and now our total tax is $28.30. Now let's say that we had income tax withheld on our W-2 of $2,400. We also probably made some estimated payments because of the fact that we had self-employment income, and that will go on Schedule 5, right down here on line 66 is the estimated payments, and maybe $500 for that, which goes to 1040.17D, which is right there, 17D. And so the total payments is $2,900, and we have a refund here of $70. So that is pretty much it for this. That's how that new tax form will work. Thanks for listening.